We'll pick up where we left off in the world of park rangers, poachers, ninjas in the backyard, and the insatiable monkey with David Crosby.
Welcome to Spanking the Insatiable Monkey.
Oh,
that's the name of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be spanking the insatiable monkey once again.
Just the way I'm looking at it, I look at the internet and stuff, and I see it as being as big a change as Gutenberg inventing type. It's like the interconnectivity and the information flow. Okay, the information.
Yeah, because when you went from the Middle Ages, where you went from Rome and Greece, where you had an incredible level of literacy among a certain group of people, hand lettering the books, making sure that they had control of that knowledge. And then Gutenberg comes along, bingo, and within 10 to 20 years, all of a sudden there is a method of printing and distributing that triggers Martin Luther. And then it's
different world.
Yeah, it triggers religious change, scientific change, political change, all because of this idea of this tool, this book that anyone can now have, because they don't have to have a monk writing for 5 years going, Thomas, what did you do? You put S instead of V for...
Burn it.
Sorry, Brother Timmons.
Burn it. No, and
12 years for 2 lines.
And the simile is so apt, man, because what we have here is an order of magnitude change. It's not a little change. This is an order of magnitude change. It's going to go from 1 to 100 here. The information flow of the net that we are building now.
But that's the next step, is how you spread. When the technology, which it will become cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, when it becomes so it's easy to spread it to the rest of the world, like you said.
That's the natural technological curve. Faster, smaller, cheaper. It just everything does that.
Yeah, works towards that level of accessibility.
And that's what we're hoping for, because if you... Okay, now I'm going to get really cosmic on you. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, for those of you at home, brace yourself. We are now entering
the
cosmic zone.
A cosmic moment from Dave. I think, that most of the ills in the human condition are communication failures. I think war is a breakdown in communications. I think it's very hard to kill somebody you're talking to. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you see people able to talk to each other, then their leaders can't demonize the other people.
Right.
I'll give you a great one, man. I was talking to Carlos when I was doing the interviews for Stand and Be Counted. I was talking to Carlos Santana, and I said, Carlos, how do you feel about, doing stuff for politicians? He says, not so good. He says, the president asked me to play for him, and I didn't feel like doing it. The Pope asked me to play for him, and I said no. And I said, and I'm thinking, oh, thank God, that tape is rolling. I said, why? Why did you not want to play for the Pope? He says, the church has, $3 trillion, maybe. He says, for a small piece of that, they go feed everybody that is hungry in the whole world for the next 100 years. I think the Pope and I have a different agenda.
Oh, God.
And I'm going, Carlos! Carlos! My man! I'm rocking.
That'd be good. The Vatican website, Rome Shopping Network. Yeah.
He's right. That's a breakdown in communications. That's somebody not talking to somebody else. That's the word not getting to the people who have the ability to solve the problem. I love playing around with my head with all of this stuff, because I love the thought of the possibilities. I read a lot of science fiction the way you do. I read this stuff, and I've been reading it all my life, man. So I'm fascinated with the possibilities. I'm fascinated with the information. I'm fascinated with ideas. I firmly believe, that ideas are the most powerful stuff.
They're incredible.
And that's what gets me. That's what trips me. Great art trips me completely. I can go into, a store full of great Japanese woodcuts, and I'll be there 3 days later. But ideas and possibilities of technology, and I'm not really a nerd, man. Nash, holy shit.
Oh, I know.
That guy's so far in front of me, I can barely see his
Years
dust.
ago, he was downloading all of his photo collections digitally, and now...
man.
he knew then, that he was basically logging them and protecting them and by, having backup of that.
Yeah.
Plus also making them accessible.
Yeah.
The idea that he had the most incredible collection of basically the history of photography. Some of his photographs, I think, are in this recent collection of where they talked about the influence of photography on Impressionism. And years ago, he was making them available, which is great. It's not totally exactly the same experience as seeing them one-on-one right there. But it's close enough so that people can go, oh, my God, that's an amazing photograph.
It's like radio, Robin. Imagine now, here comes radio, and you're a farmer in Iowa, and here's the Sunday morning Philharmonic, and you hear Bach for the first time. That's a mind-expanding experience.
Someone told me that the old radios, but here's the thing, when they first built the old radios, the ones you see sometimes if you go, that they assumed that the channels and everything would never change, so the old radios actually had the channels on the dial. W so-and-so, the WXAV, and they'd be right there, that's where they will be, and that's where they'll be for the time that you would have the radio, that there would never be any change in that.
People make that mistake all the time, and there are people constantly all over the world thinking that they can have tomorrow be like yesterday, which is false to fact. Contrary to entropy, not real.
They're not an insatiable monkey like we are.
Yeah, change is going to come.
Change is going to come now.
Yeah,
the insatiable monkey will not allow this constant.
The thing to do is get with it. Change too. Change along with it. Dylan had it right, man. He who is not busy being born is busy dying. So if you want to live here in the actual world, you have to be growing and changing. And when you stop, they should put you away because you're going to start to stink soon.
What's that smell?
He's changing.
He stopped changing. He's back.
Just like when you don't change your pants and stuff, you start to stink.
Same deal.
That's the
same exact deal.
That's why when you're sitting there in the home, and they stop changing you, and after a while they go, "What's that?"
That's what my wife said.
Yeah, you start to stink. Fish and house guests. Fish and house guests after 3 days start to stink.
Yeah.
It's a given. That's why you got to cook them, and you can't eat house guests, so stick with the fish.
Stick with
Unless
the fish.
you're staying over at the Donners.
Ladies and gentlemen, the word today is stick with the fish.
Stick with the fish.
Once again, advice from insatiablemonkey.com. I want to be insatiable monkey.
The insatiable monkey. Hanuman! I'm a Hanuman. Insatiable monkey. Looking for tools. All of the rest of that. Just being fools. You're insatiable. Insatiable monkey. Walking erect. Maybe someday soon. Insatiable monkey. Dancing under moon. Come on. Insatiable monkey.
Okay, he's finally started to do rap music, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we won't go there.
They got French rappers.
Oh, I know.
Now imagine how strange and utterly otherworldly
I've heard
that
German
is.
rap music when I was over promoting a movie. All of a sudden, a lady, keine Ansage, no geschlagen Chips von mein Gibbel und Zeppert jo feine Kapselleide, jo meine Abendseide, Pizza, jo von Homelein, Homie, mein Homies. Was don't mein dis mein Schaster? Flugfähne? Nee, was hat von gefallen? What do you call it? The homiization of Europe is happening, Holmes.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Yeah, I'm getting down with the bad funky self. Yeah, good, yeah. What do you mean that Italian rap music? Afferma fuori, that radio, no, scusa, mire. Yeah, it's my posse. What? Posse.
Posse.
Non è vero, passito, sì. Mein Pass. Mein Shaft is good music, yeah, for the answer.
That's how I know I'm old, man. That's
when you can't hit it.
I can't get it. I can't grasp it. I love Queen Latifah, though, because she's got a great attitude. The girl got attitude for days.
She go Cobra on you.
But I can't, I guess
you told me about great vocal music. You heard the group that sings out of San Francisco, but that's not rap, but that's like...
That's the other end of the spectrum.
Kitka.
Kitka. If you want to expand your horizons,
Kitka.
Seek it out.
Because they are pressing their own music.
Well, they're pushing the envelope. These people are singing some stuff you haven't heard. Trust me. It's not from around here.
But the good news is you guys are back out playing, which is amazing.
We are actually out playing. It's an amazing experience, man. The audience goes from about 15 to about 60.
Amazing.
And the music is just nuts. and a lot of the credit has to go to Neil. You know, he sets the bar so high that you have to go into training to hit it.
That's amazing.
He's so focused, and he's so, you know, he's so about the heart of the matter. He said some things to me, like, for instance, he said, David, you know, what we ought to do is just, like, not do the arrangements. We should just sing these songs like we just wrote them yesterday. Good. Yeah, okay.
Jay.
Good, Neil. Okay, thank you. I'll just, yeah, okay. Yesterday,
We're going back.
I got it. I got you. I got you 5 by 5 here. So then, when you play with him, he's like an elemental force. And he brings, you know, Steven's a great player. He always has been. But when Neil fires off one of those bursts of guitar just from the left of Mars that he plays, you know, Steven comes up. He goes, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
The alpha male appears again.
Try this. And they're gone. They step out. They left. You know, they're out there. They're off the ground. We start to levitate the whole building. We got in the middle of down by the river in Portland. We literally, it got so out there that it was almost scary.
That's
you know, very telepathic. We'd squeeze it up until it was like balled up fire, and then we'd all go wah, and empty it out, and there'd be nothing but Neil out there howling in the darkness in the distance like some animal that was lost, you know, and then we would build it brick by brick back up to, you know, this intensity again. And I love that shit. That's what I came to the party for. You know, I didn't come for bucks or glamour or the cover of the Stone or any of that shit. I came for that. That's what I always wanted. That's what I still want. And that A, I'm alive, and B, I can still do that.
Bingo.
Hello.
That's like the life lottery.
Yeah. You know, I don't know why I'm alive and the other people aren't. I don't know why, you know, people with more talent than I have, you know, Hendrix and people didn't manage to be here now. You know, Janis, people like that. But I am here. And I'm not going to waste a fucking second. I'm going to do this. And that's how I think everybody feels, you know. We know what it is. And you don't know if you'll ever see it again, and you know you haven't seen it for 25 years, so you really don't want to miss too many seconds of it. Mm-hmm. It gets real intense. People don't want to go to the bathroom or anything.
They don't stand. That's wonderful.
It's pretty great. You know, I mean, I love playing music, and I love doing it in a lot of different forms. I love doing it with CPR, and which you've seen and stuff, and I love doing it with other people. I love doing, you know, I like to do a lot of stuff because you can't just sit there in front of the thing and pull one handle and try to get the numbers to line up. You got to go around and cross-pollinate different idea streams and stuff. But this one, man, has power like you would not believe. It is a big 4-engine thing, and it will get off the ground.
It's roaring.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're off into flight, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's really exciting. You know, I mean, music's powerful.
It does work.
Yeah. I don't know where they come from. I don't know how it works.
Well, that's a good thing. Don't pick it apart.
No.
It's not something you want to deconstruct.
No.
You don't want to go, how do I, then all of a sudden you find the source going, oh, sorry, it's gone now.
Yeah, no, please don't ever say that.
Okay.
I used to, I puzzled about some of it, though, because mostly now the words come when I'm falling asleep.
Serious?
Yeah, and I think what it is the busy, you know, your mind's got a lot of levels, right? And I think the busy mind, the verbal crystallization level.
Let's go.
Is cacking out, you know, is letting go, is going to sleep, you know, and a different level that is more like an intuitive, imaginative level that has longer leaps of connectivity, gets a shot at the steering wheel for a minute.
Hi, are you done? Yeah, I'm finished. Okay, we're going to send in now just free-form thought. Is that okay? Oh, sure. I'm out of here. I'm real tired. Yeah,
exactly.
Is this, it's time for the right brain hour? Yeah, right brain hour's coming in now. What do you mean? What's that? Oh, just warming up. Thanks.
Well, I mean, it happens. I'm laying there and I'm asleep. I'm sort of half asleep, and the light's out,
And then boom.
and then and I'm scribbling these things, and it's like
You're from the R. Crumb School of Inspiration.
automatic writing. It's just pouring out,
That's wonderful, though.
And yeah, it is wonderful. And I asked a writer friend of mine, the guy that we spoke about this book before, Neuromancer, which is
William Gibson.
a guy who predicted the net. Basically,
Does he have
a self-fulfilling prophecy that he made there? But I asked him, I said, well, does that happen to you guys? He says, sure, we call it the elves take over the workshop. It's a known phenomenon with writers. That's why.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the elves take over the workshop.
Okay, we got a list of demands. Here we go. Come on now. Son, it's gone. Come on, give it up.
The elves take over the workshop.
Yeah.
That's a great area.
So that's why all writers have a pad and pencil by their bed.
The elves take over the workshop.
Yeah. My wife's used to it. Now I don't wake her up anymore. I go padding off into the other room. She'll hear ka-ching, and she knows the computer just came on. Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's not me, it's the elves.
The elves are typing
What are you
now.
putting on those little pointy shoes for? Shut up.
The elves are typing
Come
here.
on. Hey, Papa Smurf. What do you do now? We're writing the great American novel. Shut up. It's all right now, Mr. Steinbeck. It's just the elves.
Daddy, who are all the little people?
The elves wrote that. Little Women, too. Not just books about that.
It's, and you're right. I don't want to look too close.
I've found that sometimes you try and find it, but then you go, I'll look, like you said, around the edges of it, but
no.
It's like you don't want to get near the source. And
Don't want to fuck with that.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Because when it comes, it's like you said, you just see it, and it's like, stand back and let it, kind of guide it. You can guide it along and kind of, pick, separate. Sometimes there'll be sticks among that.
But you're writing. It's like surfing. You know that when you get going, you're surfing.
Yeah, I feel
It's
that.
not, you don't do, okay, now I'll say tab A,
No,
slot
no,
B.
no.
There's some part of Robin that's like up there kind of surfing on the wave of the front of this thing, and you don't try to control it. That's why it goes left so easy.
Yeah, it comes, it takes over, and then the next thing you know, you go,
Well,
yes,
that's the
you did
same
that.
exact thing that happens.
Then you look at it afterwards, and you can, now that we're aware and conscious.
Yeah, now that we can remember what we said.
And you can actually survive and, think at, and you could look at it and pick and choose and work on it and refine
you
it.
can,
the second part, which is the conscious
craft.
part.
Craft.
Honing it, polishing it, looking at it, and sometimes realizing you don't need to polish it, like what you said Neil does, where he said, polish, it ain't about polish, it's about the sheer force of it.
Yeah, he's great at capturing the crystal of the moment. But he does this too in the writing. That's another thing I love about computers. It's changed how I edit myself.
We can do it immediately.
Because I immediately put all of those words into a computer, and then I can say, I wonder what it'd be like without that second verse. Second verse doesn't seem like it's from this song. Click. Second verse isn't there. Oh, gee, I like this song better. But wait a minute. What if the second verse were the fifth verse? Click. Now the second verse is the fifth verse. Totally irrelevant. Click. It's not there anymore. This is a tremendous tool for writers.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful. I mean, I doubt that since you don't write your stuff, and you don't have to, and God love you.
No, but I think for me, it's coming up to that point where if it could interact with me, if you could have, because I'm always,
I wish that you would write, that you would turn your head. Okay, here's
to writing.
This is because I mean.
My mother will thank you.
Well,
so
I know you got a story to tell.
Yeah, I think there is. It's just having the discipline to do it. The second part.
Yeah.
I know that if I tapped, I could bring it out. The second part is actually, and it's laziness and sitting down and saying, now you got to deal with all this.
You're not lazy, man.
No, but
every minute of your day is full of stuff.
That's true. All right, David called me on my second problem.
Yeah.
And you're not accepting my standard excuses. Damn you, Crosby.
Damn you, Crosby.
Damn you, Crosby.
Damn it,
I
Jim.
warn you.
I'm a doctor, not
That's
a
what
writer.
friends are about, calling you on your bullshit. I could fall back on that excuse normally with other people. But now that I've been deconstructed, no, damn you.
I think Crosby wrote that excuse.
Yes. You could have said, no, I can't do that. I'm not disciplined.
No, you're not lazy. You'll do shit if you're really focused. You're compulsive. Mr. Williams, you're anal. You'll go for a bike ride and work your little ass off on that, but no. Will you sit down and write for 2 hours? No.
Dude, no cares about the rest of us.
Oh.
Out here languishing.
Yes, you could languish. Now could you sit and content to riff? Can you prepare? lazy little bugger thinks it's always off the top of his head. And then he's skewing up the old stuff. Oh.
Luxury! Luxury!
Ah, no subconscious there, dear friend. Old recycled crap brought out as new. Calling it terracotta. Cooking your shit and calling it terracotta? I think not, old boy. Building a house of adobe should not throw mud, should you? I think not, old man. We'll be right back with a discussion of creative energy. Yeah, I should write.
Yeah, you should. I mean,
are you okay?
I know.
In a word, to be condensing, yes, I should learn that discipline, and I am now.
There's one of the things you could do, man, is you can tape the shit that comes off the top that you can't control.
You know what I do when I don't? The reason I don't tape. I mean, I have to now because I'm starting to as I go back out and start doing things like this, is to, sit back and actually go. It's when you run across the stuff you go, oh God, and when you find that you start seeing.
Yeah, you don't want to inhibit yourself.
Yeah, but you got to be able, and it's just getting rid of the redundancies. Well, getting rid of the redundancies. What are you saying? Shut up. The idea
sure, echo.
Yeah. Welcome to the Department of Redundancies.
Well, I'll tell you something Joni Mitchell told me. She said, David, you're an idiot. Well, she said that a lot of times, and she said some other interesting things. But she said, the things that you say off the top of your head, a lot of people wish they would write that, and they struggle to write that.
Yeah.
She said, you just blow it off the top of your head, and it's gone. So start writing down. If you get 3 words in a row that you do like, write them down, because later on, 6 months later, they'll connect up with 9 other words. And then you got another song, and that's your job here. It's what you're supposed to do.
I think you're right. I mean, I'm kind of finally working that out, that I went, this is what I'm supposed to do. As an insatiable monkey, this is my job.
You're sort of, you're a pretty good idea sculptor.
Yeah, I think once I get it, if I can really peel away and lose all old things, I can hit something. It's been interesting going back and, just like you on the road again, me going back and playing these little clubs. It's a joy again. It's fun again. I start to realize there is idea. I mean, that for me is a joy. If you find something, an idea, and it really hits, it's like, you do get that endorphin buzz. That's why your mind works.
You stumbled into a new room?
Yeah, bingo.
And you go, whoa, hey, look, whoa, what's this? Who's that?
And you're aware, and you can see, and it's literally like, it's an old muscle being revived, It's like all of a sudden, the same thing you're feeling when you're performing and, creating that, it's back again. And it's interesting, because even if it doesn't work, you're going, okay, I get it, I got to work, but it's part of it.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't come, and nothing really good comes easy, man. Nothing that I know about comes easy.
I'll tell you that, my friend, don't come easy.
Don't come easy.
No, if it come easy, everybody'd do it all the time.
Yeah.
I read something that when you were 4 years old, your mother took you to the symphony and had a profound effect upon you.
It affected me for life. I saw, and somehow my little 4-year-old brain connected up that all those elbows were sewing away at the same time. That's why the string section made this big thing that came over me like a wave. That all those tweedlies were all moving at the same time. That it was the wholeness of all of these people doing something together that made this big thing that was affecting me so emotionally. And like it was, I was just a little kid. It was like having a 10-foot piece of surf break on you. I never forgot it. I'll never forget it. I can tell you where the sun was. I can tell you that I was on a hard folding chair. I was right in the front seat, and it was on a grassy lawn. It was about noon. I know what kind of trees there were. I can still smell that afternoon. Okay. And it has affected me all my life. I'm sure it's one of the reasons that I've always been a person that loves to sing and play with other people, not as a solo. I'm not a James Taylor. I'm a guy that wants to be singing with. That's made me a harmony singer.
We're an ensemble animal. Yeah.
But yes, we do shit together that no one being could ever do, man. No one being could build the Eiffel Tower. No one person could. You don't do a solo 747. It takes a lot of people to invent that, build it. Okay? One person does not take the human race to the moon. That's what I'm talking about. One person didn't, even though Jonas Salk got the credit, man, one person didn't beat polio. There's an entire pyramid of people whose information gave Jonas Salk the place to stand, to reach up and get his fingers over the edge of that one. And that's the same thing that's happening with every other human endeavor. I mean, these are endeavors that could only happen because human beings talk to each other.
But there are moments like, the one thing is like you said, especially like we said with music or a painting or something where one person does do something extraordinary. Like you said, that music that you heard, that symphony was written by one person.
Yes.
Sometimes in collaboration with somebody, but usually one person has the vision.
And there are things in the development of societies where one person can affect an entire society by being in it, by doing an act of exemplary humanity.
Right.
Or writing an act of exemplary humanity.
An idea.
In this thing, Stand to Be Counted, I traced this thing from, okay, here's Thoreau talking about activism and stuff. He affects Gandhi. We know he did. Gandhi read Thoreau. Then I got a picture of Martin Luther King reading Gandhi. And we know that Gandhi affected Martin Luther King because King said so. Okay. Then we got, how many people did Martin Luther King affect? And each one of these is just one guy. Gandhi was just one little shriveled up prune of a man without 2 nickels to rub together. He changed the course of history for an entire people because he would not sit down and shut up. No, there's not right. Will you not do it? One guy.
And it won the Academy Award for costumes.
So, one person.
I made a diaper. A very nice diaper.
And lunch was always a very interesting thing. It's a crew call, 300,000.
Okay, lunch.
Oh, not at once.
It was a great movie, though.
Yeah. There was no merchandising from that movie, which I'm glad that wasn't like that.
Yeah.
We go to McDonald's. The Gandhi meal. What is that? McDonald's.
Very small.
It's a box.
It's empty paper.
Vapor. But you will learn.
But recyclable.
But recyclable quickly. and a spinning wheel. A little plastic spinning wheel to build a light from.
So one person can inspire. One person can have the inspiration. But then a whole bunch of people do the achievement.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I mean, there's 2 schools of thought in humanity. One is inclusive and one is divisive. And the divisive ones are the ones who want to demonize the other people and have wars. And the inclusive people are the ones who say, look, the more we get together, the better it gets. And a lot of science fiction reading people have thought that we have already been spotted by people from. I mean, come on, they're out there. There's too many suns, too many planets.
They are the insatiable monkeys.
They are out. They are out there.
They are.
Oh, look down.
Look there.
Look down now,
The insatiable
Queek.
monkeys are working again.
Watch, Queek. Look at the monkeys.
Why must we put rectal probes up people in the deep south?
Yeah.
Why do they always land and go?
Yeah.
I swear to God, these little almond-eyed people took me in their ship and put a micro, it's like a chip up my ass. I did. I remember that. And
why
if
that
they're an
in the
advanced
ear?
culture, why do they have to play deliverance with me?
Yeah, why not in the ear? Folks?
Why not in the
hair?
They could have monitored me just as easily by putting a little, a chip or something in my...
What exactly are they studying?
What are they doing?
But my theory is that okay, this is called the quarantine theory. They've already been here. They spotted us.
And they've quarantined us, basically.
And they quarantined us. Okay, do you hear about the Tassadee Indians? Tassadee Indians, a Stone Age tribe. And they said, okay, you can't take in any metal. No technology allowed. If you study them, if you have any contact, no tech. Not a knife, not a belt buckle, nothing. Because this is an anthropological treasure. Not to be fucked with.
The Tassadee.
I think that's the name. It's a tribe, anyway. So, I postulate, there's the word, that they've already been here, they spotted us, and we're still infantile. They say, as soon as they stop hitting each other on the head, we'll talk to them.
Pubescent.
Yeah,
Pubescent, yeah, basically.
I think probably the jacks are better is that you get a unified field theory and you figure out how the matter and energy and all that stuff works, and you get a faster than light drive. You get a faster than light drive means you're going to go out in the neighborhood and see everybody. It's like when you learn how to walk.
And that's when the welcome wagon comes?
That's when they...
You won the toaster!
No, that's when they decide whether they're going to let you out or not.
Ah.
Because if you're still batting each other over the head, then they figure that the first, bright blue lobster people you run into, you're going to kill them. So they don't want you to get out. They won't let us get out, I don't think, until we stop killing each other and until the human race, grows up to the next level. But I think the information's what's going to do it. Because it's like I said, man, you don't kill somebody you're talking to. You kill somebody that you're yelling at across a river.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my... And now...
No, but basically...
I'd like to invent electricity.
It's like, I mean, that will be that, but that whole thing about, how many times someone said the analogy of said, listen, how many times do you call a headhunter in New Guinea? I mean, it was that idea of years ago of that communication of saying, like you said, when he gets up to, when he's got a mobile phone, then you'll talk. It's that idea of coming up to a level and speaking with, or, up until, if you go back in our own history, you take, here are the Aztecs functioning at a fairly, very high level of culture and society, unless you're the virgin that one time of the year when they need crops. Bad day for you. And then, the conquistadors come.
I'm not a virgin, I swear to God.
Please.
No, last night.
And they basically say they land and they come, bringing, and they're looking for, the gold and the resources and whatever else. They bring an entirely different religion, and they impose that upon them. And the thing that helps them win is two things: horses, luck, and disease. That basically allows them to come through all of that and suddenly surely overcome them. I mean, sometimes I think it's mere luck that some alien hasn't landed here. We come to bring you our own God and a very cosmic venereal disease. Some people look at that negative side because of science fiction. You look at the other side.
Well, here's what I think. I think that when they found us, obviously, they've got to have associations with each other, and they probably quarantined us. And the few ships we have seen have been like park rangers and poachers.
The equivalent of a guy going, I'm going down to get me a human.
That's why they go land in the deep south.
Because they know it's easy.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a Budweiser? Come over here.
What are you doing? Did you put a probe up a man's ass?
Hey, little fella.
That's what he thought.
Hey, little fella, what you gonna do with them Budweisers?
Yeah, what are you doing?
So they're poachers and game wardens.
Yeah, I think so. The Mayan...
And they're tracking and tagging. So basically they're tagging and they're basically keeping track
and they're
of it.
figuring out...
And they're doing nature specials
and they're trying to keep
for their Discovery Channel.
Exactly. And they're trying to keep
the North American white male.
If
I've seen them enter the bar. Here he is with a standing mating dance. Looking forward after two of their shared convivial drinks, the North American male attempts to approach the female. Sitting upon the stool, he makes his offer.
Look, he's had too many convivials. Look, he's spouting.
He's spouting. This is part of the mating ritual. The male offers his food as an offering to the female. She then is repulsed, turns away, but yet returns later.
Yeah. We don't know them, but I think, that's what's going on. There's a wonderful Mayan carving, man, of one thing with a guy in a suit with a helmet on,
that looks like
with flames coming out of the back, chasing another one.
Right.
Poacher.
And that was not done after the invention of the bean.
No, game warden and poacher.
Poacher.
That's what I think. And who knows what they come to poach? Maybe they've never had. Supposing that a lot of the races out there don't exist in air worlds. Maybe the idea of organizing air molecules into patterns hadn't occurred to them. Maybe music is like a fascinating artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's cans. Maybe like 38 Buicks. I don't know.
What have you come for?
Plastic.
Plastic. Give me your spoon.
Styrofoam is a god to us. It is more like cash. This is gold to us. Styrofoam is what we live for.
Yes.
We would like the idea of our fecal matter floating.
Yes. You have no idea.
It's always weird that you have to make aliens talk like this.
They always must speak like this, but why can't they...
Yo, what's up? I came down and I was speaking to you. Speak
Well...
Or just like that thing of, like you said, bird chirping or... evolving different life forms, intelligent lobsters.
Don't you think they're out there?
Imagine that if the first race we come in contact is intelligent lobsters.
And we boil them! Dad! I think we've had a diplomatic incident.
In Maine.
You killed others! You boiled their ambassador!
We've seen them keeping our babies in a pen! They throw them in boiling water! Give me applause!
Bring the butter! Bring the destructor!
My God, it's butter! Get back in the ship! I smell butter! They're cracking our arms and tearing the flesh from our friends! Dear God, who are these people? Have they no feelers?
I'm telling you,
not no life.
And that,
Or Attack of the Clam people.
They serve us on a bed of noodles. Intelligent clams. Psst,
What are they doing? Squirt home, tell the others.
Tell the others.
Mollusts from beyond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's as
It could be. You
it's
never
as
know.
likely as any other scenario.
Sea cucumbers, it could be anything. It could be any form of life.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's going to separate out the change people from the unable to change
big
people.
ones. When your daughter marries a sea cucumber, you
When
better
the atomic
be ready.
lobster arrives, these people are not going to... A lot
No,
of
your
people
mother and
say,
I never married a shellfish.
No, I'm sorry. It ain't happening. I don't see it.
Daddy,
I
I'm
don't
going
believe
back
it.
to his planet.
No, I can't.
No, you and Mr. Omard, sit down for a moment.
Your daughter is very attractive. You know, the fact that she cannot lay eggs upon a rock does not bother me.
No, she flutters my tendrils.
My tendrils are now much happier.
Yeah.
When I shed my shell, she accepted me for who I was.
Yeah. We have no idea. I think they know, that races in their infancy are not ready to deal with that. That the culture shock would be too heavy for us, and that we're not ready to deal with them. That we're still,
We can't deal with each other very well. We don't deal with, other species. We kill off other species.
A race that can still have people in it that can say, we want that valley. We'll just kill every man, woman, and child in it, and then it's our valley. And they're doing that today in Kosovo and those places over there. They're doing it right
It
now.
goes back to Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals that they found that the extinction wasn't just like, they disappeared in a very short
quite.
time. Oops. Yeah, they fell on a stone axe. I don't know how.
Well, until we can outgrow that. And it doesn't happen from just a few of us. We have to bootstrap ourselves up, the whole race up, several levels. And then
The negative side of the insatiable monkey. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Crosby. We've finished. God bless you all.
This has been Robin Williams at Audible.com.
This audio program is presented by Audible.com. Audible. Audio that speaks to you wherever you are.